Hi guys, with the upending of decades of US foreign policy towards the Middle East in a single press conference, Donald Trump has legitimized ethnic cleansing for the sake of a real estate deal. Yes, as you've likely heard, the new president has demanded that both Egypt and Jordan take in Gaza refugees on a level that we haven't seen since the formation of the State of Israel. Trump said that the US would own Gaza and American troops would manage its security while it was rebuilt for an undefined group of people. Trump ally Nigel Farage was asked about this, and his response was to make light of the situation, and then he went on to misrepresent Trump's fiasco regarding tariffs. Have a listen to this.
Donald Trump says he wants to take over Gaza and turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East. Do you agree?
I love ambition. The thought of a wealthy, wonderful, thriving place with well-paid jobs, casinos, nightlife. I mean, it sounds very appealing to me. I'm not here to answer on behalf of everything that the Trump administration has to say. What I will say is he's got off to the most extraordinary start as US president. And promises made, promises kept, quite extraordinary. We do realise that after 2029, we will not quite have the same presidential powers that the president of the USA has. So without being specific on Gaza, I would just say I think he's off to the most incredible start.
Oh my goodness, okay. Making light of the situation, describing how, yes, you could have casinos in Gaza. You know, gambling is actually forbidden under Islamic law. You can't find any casinos in Jordan, for example, where a lot of the refugees are expected to go. Now, of course, Farage doesn't have any concern for the people of Gaza. He has no concern for the state of the Middle East. If Donald Trump is doing something, of course, Farage will support that because he's a sycophant.
You've witnessed international brinkmanship on a level perhaps never seen before. And the surrender after surrender that you get, whether it's from Canada or South American countries.
No, they did not surrender. Okay, let me explain to Nigel Farage exactly what happened. So Donald Trump decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to impose tariffs on Canada. But before that, Canada in December said what they were going to do is they were going to spend $1.3 billion on improving the border to stop the flow of, for example, fentanyl and other drugs crossing from Canada into the United States. So in December, Canada said we're going to invest money in strengthening the border. Donald Trump, a few days ago, said what I'm going to do is I'm going to impose tariffs on Canada unless they do something about the border. So Canada went and had a meeting with Donald Trump. Well, they first responded by saying we're going to impose our own tariffs. And then they said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen the border. Is that okay with you, Donald? And Donald Trump said, yeah, that's fine. And then Trump did a victory lap, claiming that he had strong-armed Canada into doing what he wanted them to do. When in reality, they were just reinforcing the same thing that they were already going to do. So Trump didn't actually win anything. It was a charade, a joke. He was the people who were convinced by this were his supporters. The people who thought that they won something were the United States. But in reality, nobody won anything because Donald Trump eventually cancelled or postponed anyway, the tariffs. So Farage is either lying or he doesn't understand.
Panama, you name it, is amazing. He views tariffs, particularly tariffs, as a transactional tool. Does it amazingly effectively. He can go back to the American people and say, I've got a better deal, I've put you first. The worry, of course, is that if the Chagos deal continues, and when the Americans wake up to the lies they've been told by Jonathan Powell, that we'll be included in a tariff regime that comes from the European Union. And I've got a feeling that whilst tariffs were used as a negotiating tool with Canada and Mexico, I've got a funny feeling that the tariffs that come from the European Union are intended to stick. And we will find ourselves caught in that regime if they think we've betrayed not just our national interest, not just their national interest, but the interest of the Western world.
So whose side is Nigel Farage on? I keep asking this question. Is he on the side of Donald Trump, or is he on the side of the United Kingdom? It seems when it comes to the Chagos Islands, Farage and others are trying to use it as a political football, trying to use it as a stick to beat the Labour government. You know, we've heard from this guy who said, oh, you know, we need to have a better relationship with Donald Trump. We need to pander to Donald Trump. We need to grovel to Donald Trump. And, of course, have a tough and robust response to the European Union. So whose side is Nigel Farage on? Because it doesn't seem to be the case that he's on the UK's side. He keeps asking for the UK government to do whatever Donald Trump demands. And of course, he supports the idea of a trade deal, and ultimately in a trade deal, stuff like the NHS and agriculture will be thrown under a bus. And Farage will be completely satisfied with that, because he's never cared about these things. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.